Imagine a panel of TV personalities all gathered to taste test products from Meghan Sussex's brand. Picture this: a cluster of well-known faces huddled around a table, their eyes gleaming with anticipation. In front of them are products from Meghan Sussex's brand, purchased with their own money. They're ready to critique them, to pick them apart, to dismiss them. But here's the twist. They're the same individuals who've called Meghan irrelevant and unpopular. The same who've turned their noses up at her, who've scoffed at her enterprise. They've spent their hard-earned money and dedicated precious airtime to put Meghan's name under the spotlight. Now, isn't that something? They're not just talking about her, they're investing in her. They're making her the centre of their conversation, the nucleus of their critique. And in doing so, they're inadvertently becoming her biggest promoters. This is not disdain. It's not even a simple critique. This is free advertising, a free promotion, a spotlight. They pretend to critique Meghan. They pretend to dismiss her. But their actions tell a different story. Every time they showcase her products, every time they mention her brand, they're sending out an unwitting message to their audience. Meghan Sussex is someone to watch, someone to talk about, someone to invest in. This is the irony that the tabloids and talk shows fail to grasp. Their obsession is not tearing Meghan down, it's building her up. Their critique is not diminishing her brand, it's enhancing it. Their words are not silencing her, they're amplifying her voice. Every snide remark, every dismissive comment, every sarcastic jab, they all serve to fuel Meghan's success. They're not pulling her down, they're pushing her up. They're not hiding her away, they're showcasing her to the world. This is not a critique, it's a spotlight, and every time they do this, Meghan's brand gets a free boost. So let's not pretend this is anything less. This is not a takedown, it's an unwitting promotion. And every time they do it, Meghan wins. Take a moment to consider the paradoxical relationship between the tabloids and Meghan Sussex. Now let's delve into the heart of the matter. The tabloids, with their constant scrutiny and criticism, are in fact the very ones who are unknowingly stoking the flames of Meghan's popularity. It's a fascinating paradox. The more they try to bring her down, the more they inadvertently elevate her into the public eye. You see, every snide remark, every critical article, every so-called exposé only serves to keep Meghan in the headlines. Every time her name is mentioned, every time her products are displayed, it's another opportunity for her brand to grow. It's as if her critics are unknowingly her most dedicated publicists. It's quite the irony. The very people who claim to despise her, who claim to find her irrelevant, are the ones who are actually fueling her relevance. They're not tearing her down, they're building her up. They're not diminishing her brand, they're amplifying it. This is what the tabloids fail to understand. Their relentless obsession isn't damaging Meghan, it's empowering her. It's not detracting from her brand, it's enhancing it. It's not making her less significant, it's making her more so. And the best part? Meghan doesn't have to spend a single cent on marketing. Her critics are doing all the hard work for her. They're the ones who are investing their time, their energy, their resources into keeping her in the spotlight. They're the ones who are inadvertently promoting her brand, extending her reach, and cementing her influence. So you see, the tabloids and Meghan Sussex have a strangely symbiotic relationship. They may think they're hurting her, but in truth they're only helping her. They're not her enemies, they're her allies. They're not her detractors, they're her promoters. Meghan doesn't need to spend a dime on marketing when her critics are doing it for her. Let's turn the table and look at the impact of all this attention on Meghan's brand. Every time her products are featured, even with the intent to critique, an interesting phenomenon occurs. An increase in curiosity. People want to know more about the woman who is always on the headlines, and when they go in search of more information, what do they find? Her product line. This curiosity, sparked by the very critics who aim to discredit her, directly translates into increased sales. Let's think about it. If Meghan was really as irrelevant as the critics claim, wouldn't their audience simply ignore her products? Yet the opposite is happening. The critics introduce her products to a wider audience, and the audience responds with interest. They want to see, touch, and experience what Meghan has to offer. This is the power of Meghan's influence. She's not just a former actress, she's not just a duchess, she's a brand, and she's a brand that people want to engage with, despite the efforts of her critics to paint her in a negative light. But let's not stop there. Meghan's influence extends beyond her products. She's become a symbol for many, a symbol of defiance, of resilience, of breaking away from traditional expectations. For every person who criticizes her, there's another who admires her for the very same reasons. And this is the Meghan effect, a woman who, despite all the negativity thrown her way, continually rises above it, a woman who uses the attention, whether positive or negative, to build her brand and influence, and most importantly, a woman who shows us that we too can defy expectations, that we too can rise above the negativity. So let's not forget, the harder they try to drag her down, the more attention they actually bring to her. That's the Meghan effect, and it's a force to be reckoned with. Why are Meghan's harshest critics buying her products just to talk about her? Quite the riddle, isn't it? It's like a puzzle that's missing half its pieces, and yet the answer is right there, staring us all in the face. Let's delve into it, shall we? Imagine you're one of these critics. You claim you can't stand Meghan Sussex. You say her brand is overrated, her products are overpriced. Yet you walk into a store or click through an online shopping site, and what do? You buy her products, not just one but several. You're paying for them with your own hard-earned money. Now you might argue, well, we're doing it to critique them, to show the world that she's not all she's cracked up to be. But here's the kicker. By buying her products, you're directly contributing to her success. You're not just talking about her, your actions are keeping her in the spotlight, and that's exactly where she wants to be. Each time you purchase her product to critique it, you're essentially saying her name to the world, you're letting people know about her brand. And let's be honest, there's no such thing as bad publicity. Even negative reviews spark curiosity. People want to see for themselves if the product is as bad as you claim it is. And guess what they do? They buy it. So in a twisted kind of way, you, the critic, are one of her biggest supporters. You're helping to fuel her brand's growth, to increase her visibility and to solidify her influence. You may not mean to, but you're endorsing her. You're not just talking about Meghan Sussex, you're amplifying her voice. So the real question isn't about Meghan's products or their quality. It's about the critics and their obsession. It's about the irony of their actions and the implications of their behaviour. That's not a takedown. That's proof of her influence. Let's ask a different question. Instead of pondering over whether people would buy Meghan's products, let's shift our focus to a more intriguing query. Why are her haters buying them just to talk about her? Think about it. These self-proclaimed critics, the ones who claim to dislike her, are spending their hard-earned money on her products. They are investing their time, energy and resources into bringing attention to her. They're not just talking about her, they're actively participating in the success of her brand. And what does this say about her? It speaks volumes about her influence. Meghan Sussex, the woman they love to hate, is commanding their attention, shaping their actions, and driving their behaviour. They're not just spectators in her journey, they are unwitting contributors to her success. Consider this. Every time they purchase her products for review or discussion, they're adding to her sales. Each time they mention her name on their platforms, they're spreading awareness about her brand. Every critique, every negative review, every disparaging comment, they're fueling the curiosity of the public, prompting them to investigate, to engage, to purchase. They believe they're tearing her down, but in reality they're building her up. They're not diminishing her brand, they're amplifying it. Their obsession is not a weapon against her, it's a tool in her arsenal. And therein lies the irony. In their attempts to undermine her, they're elevating her. In their efforts to marginalize her, they're making her central to their narrative. In their pursuit to belittle her, they're showcasing her influence. So, let's reframe the question. It's not about whether you would buy Meghan's products, it's about why her haters are buying them just to talk about her. And when you think about it that way, you realize something profound. This is not a critique, it's an admission of her influence. So why do you think they can't stop talking about Meghan Sussex?